Hi, I'm Phillip Mills. What's up, Orange County?
Everyone, this is the man that all the figure skaters want to know. He is the top world and Olympic choreographer to all these figure skating stars. I'm not kidding. His list, he's got Michelle Kwan, let me tell you, she's one of my favorites. Sasha Cohen. I looked at his website, there was like 20 pages. So this is Phillip Mills. How are you doing?
Scott, thanks for having me.
I was
really glad to be here.
Well, thanks. What's up, Orange County? Was lucky to get him in between lessons. You have taught a lot of different skaters. I noticed one of my favorites is Michelle Kwan. What can you tell me about Michelle?
Well, working with Michelle Kwan, she is the epitome of the perfect student. And I use her as an example with all my students, saying, you really need to learn how to learn. She is quiet, she is focused, she is driven, she gives you 200% all the time.
Another skater I noticed was Sasha Cohen.
Sasha Cohen, I just love her to death. I call her my little wild animal.
Oh.
I always have to reel her in. You know, she gets a little bit excited and goes in different directions, so I always go, Sasha.
Reel her in.
Reel it in.
Freezing in here, people, but I'm trying to pretend I'm warm inside. So you are immune to this cold system here.
Well, actually, you know, my body temperature has lowered.
Oh.
From being in the rinks all these years. So even when it's 90 degrees outside, I'm always freezing.
Do you remember the first skater you ever choreographed a program for and how to start?
Well, I would say my biggest break came from Carlo and Krista Fassi. They were the famous duo, and they actually gave me Jill Trinery to work with, who was world champion, amongst many others. I remember at one World Championships in Halifax, I had everybody from first to last place. I had Jill Trinery in first place from America, Beatrice Gelmini in 8th place from Italy, Lily Lee from Korea in 15th, and then Diana Marcos from Mexico in 22nd.
I've always thought it would be so hard for a coach to have literally like more than one skater, like competing against each other. That would be like, oh hi, you're so good, and then the next one's right over there and you gotta, so I guess that's just the way it is in skating. You just gotta move on for when the skater's done their thing and they get their marks. Hit the road, Jack. Next, get in there, get your next one lined up, and we hope that you don't fall, right? How many hours a day are you on the ice?
My day starts about 5:20 or 5:30. And last night, for example, I finished at 7:30 at night.
What is the process you go through when you're choreographing a routine, and how long does it take?
I mean, it takes a long time, and I always say it's a continual process when you're choreographing a program, because first you lay out the basic format of what it's going to be. You want to make sure all the elements are placed in places where they can attain them. Another thing is you want to make sure that the choreography is in the round, so everybody gets a good view of it.
Oh, okay.
You have to think about component marks like transitions, how the steps in the choreography come together, line and design, musicality, facial expression, all these things take a lot of time.
That is a lot, people.
So what the people see on television has had many hours of work behind it.
Oh, so you don't just go out there, put the CD in and say, here it is, in 30 minutes it's done?
No.
Not when you're like you are.
But if you go through McDonald's drive-thru, you get a hamburger.
Is that what they say? Is that you pay what you get what you pay for, right? Nowadays, I notice that these people out here skating are not just little kids. There's actually adult competitions, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of them?
Yes. Well, I'm very proud because many years ago, back when I was director of figure skating at Skating Club of Wilmington, I noticed we had a lot of adult skaters. And I thought, there's someplace these people have to be able to compete. They were great. They were hardworking. They were there every day. So I contacted Carolyn Cruz, president of U.S. Figure Skating, and I said, look, we have to do something for all these wonderful people skating. And so we started working on the Adult Nationals, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll work on it if I can host the first one. So I'm very proud that I hosted the very first Adult Nationals at Skating Club of Wilmington.
Well, all the adults out there, thank this man. He helped get the adult figure skating championships rolling.
That's right.
You have competitors from different countries, right?
Yes.
So do you save your best stuff for the ones for the U.S. or you don't give it all away? We need these girls, by the way. Our girls have been doing good for many years. My Michelle I love, Sasha I love. Now, lately when I've been watching, if we get a bronze, we're lucky. So what's the changes in the judging system have something to do with it, or what is the deal?
Well, the international judging system has caused quite a scuttlebutt because so many people don't understand it. However, it has made things more fair. There is a panel of 3 specialists that decide what the quality and the level of each skill is. So we do have a better understanding. The hard part is the points. I was sitting next to a man on an airplane and he said to me, he says, I don't get this. In gymnastics, they say 10, 10, and in skating, they used to say 6.0. He says, I don't know what this is, 138.6.
How long have you been choreographing numbers?
I've been choreographing for 27 years now.
Wow. How important is it for the girl to smile when she skates or have some person? I mean it. I mean, I know a lot of skaters, and I've watched them on TV for many years, and it's like they're just one facial expression. I love it when I see the girl and she's got all the energy. I feel like I'd mark her for that. Some plus points.
With the choreography, what I try to do is I try to encompass the character of the music. For example, if it's slow and dramatic, I try and make sure their face is incorporated into that. The facial expression is the last thing I put into any program. First, we have to get the nuts and bones of how it's laid out. Then we start working on the intricate footwork and the line and the design of the program. And then lastly, I put in the facial expression. Many times I actually do choreograph the facial expressions in the transitions that happen in between the spaces.
I heard that you were a gymnast and also a professional dancer, so you were not a professional figure skater.
No, I was not a figure skater. I was a gymnast with a college scholarship that studied ballet and ended up joining a ballet company. And then 13 or 14 years later, this all evolved. Oh, the Zamboni's coming.
Hey, you know what? We're at Paramount, Iceland, here in Paramount, and aren't they the home of the original Zamboni?
Yes.
Woo! We are going to see one of your skaters, right? You're on your next lesson?
Right. We'll put the skates on.
You're going to put your skates on? We're going to see her. Who are we going to see?
Young lady, Jackie LaBarge, novice lady, just passed her senior field moves. So
okay, novice. So yeah, so they go different levels. Is it based on age or by
ability?
Ability. Okay. So you wish that maybe, and hope and pray maybe I can get out there and do like a triple jump or something just on my first try.
I'm put on a helmet.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, Phillip. Let's have a dream together that Scott becomes the Olympic champion. Can we? And it's all because I met you.
Named Scott.
Oh yes.
Hamilton.
Oh.
So there you go.